here it only came back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Only 5 hits. So it was a small streak before it went another another long skip, another dormant period. So it had one dormant period, and then now it's been happening a lot. So it's something now to keep an eye on. Now, of course, the moment you notice it, it could stop. You know, the flag could stop. It could die. It could cascade out of the flag formation into a dormant period. So, but you can see how long this flag formation has lasted, and I'll highlight that here with this red. So look at this flag formation. That's a long flag formation. So since the trend is your friend, generally you don't want to assume that the trend that the flag formation is gonna stop. The nexus streak, you want it to continue. So you're going to assume that it's continued, because it's easier to assume that it's going to continue to assume that it's going to stop. Okay, now also keep in mind, I entered in these skips here. You can disregard these. These are test skips for another chart that the priority patterns to track. Okay, so I have to put solves here. Anyway, just mentioning that in case you're wondering or you're getting confused. So when I'm looking for a pattern, I take one of these little red boxes and I put it right here. That means that I'm looking for this flag formation to continue. Okay, now move these up because those are from old patterns, because I'm using an old file, and so I have a lot of stuff sometimes sporadically from the other file, and I try not to make any errors when I transfer the data from an old file, but I have to check. I have to go dig deeper and make sure that I don't make any mistakes. Okay, so you have the 39, and let's select this object, right click it, copy, and let's bring here Control V, and so we have the 17 over here. The 17, it's Q number at Q skip. That's kind of funny. So that would be Q squared. We have Q squared here, and all right, let me right click this little box because it's below the blue marker, even though it doesn't matter, because once we go to the next drawing, it'll go over. But you can see over here, we're looking for the spread. Now, of course, this strategy is contingent on the 39 coming in. Now, I should have had a chart of K1 to look and see. You'll have to do that on your own and skip 17. So 17, 39, that's your Fibonacci spread. And then let's get this out of here. So what I could do is all right, so let's take this red bar, and let's shrink it. Okay, actually, this might be a huge red bar. Probably easier just to go back to over here and grab this one, select, right click, copy, and then bring this over and Control V, and then shape, format, shape outline, make it the blue. So this blue generally is my convention for Fibonacci spread over here. Now I have the color here for gaps 10, 11, 12, 13 as well, but generally it's primarily for the Fibonacci spread. So if I put this here, now that's my marker, okay, for the spread. Now this is probably really small. This is probably really small, so I'm going to go back to the other chart. But I just wanted you to see the flag formation of the Fibonacci spread here. Let's see. Now hardly anybody knows that number, so it's probably nobody. Let's see. So there's your flag formation, and then these are all the other patterns. Like I looked at the low and the highs. Now the low, 4 lows, if it's from 1 to 19, is in a flag formation. Now it's an intermediate flag because it has this really ugly 9 skip 9. And now you're at skip 9 again. So when I look at 4 lows, I look at conjunction off of the 4 highs. Now keep in mind, if you're playing 4 lows, you would naturally put the 1 high to be the 39. Okay. And then so that you could, let's say that would be you could do a wheel with all of the low numbers 1 to 19, and then 39 is your power number. That's one potential strategy or an idea that I might have at this point in time. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but I'm saying that's one feasible idea that would come to mind based on the cross-referencing of these patterns. Now these groups I started marking them, but of course it took me a long time. I spent about two hours doing the updates on the charts, so maybe I'll do 1 hour a day. But because I like to get the more patterns, the better. But again, I'm trying to keep it simple, so let's not worry about this. We're going to worry about these priority patterns. These are priority patterns. So I look at the spread. This we can't look at. 4 and last 5. 5 and last 10 we can't look at. 4 low I just looked at. Gap 0 and gap and 1 skip 0 we can't look at. Position 1, 2, and 5 to repeat though we can look at, because that's I updated that. So that's PRC, positional repeater chart. Now I made the formulas myself for this, so I take all credit for this chart myself. This is okay. This over here, the active drawing sense hit chart, I don't really take credit for this. This was made for me by, we'll call him Sunglasses. He made that. Sunglasses made this because he, I don't know, I was begging him, ooh, look at my chart, look at my chart, look at my chart. And he looked at it and he's like, ooh, man, this chart is a mess. What is this? It's very unorganized. It's very, it's like almost like garbage, man. It's crap. This chart is like shit. So then he sent me back this, and this is the automated chart. So it has this is the formula: absolute if, count if, V265 Z1, comma A1 equals 1, 0. Now I could figure out how this works with logic if I wanted to, but I never really wanted to, never had to do it. But basically that is how you do it. And I'm sure you would use some variation of this thing to do the skips, but I haven't really sat down to try to think of logically how it would work to do. I'm probably just going to ask for some help to do it and then try to do it on the side. So anyway, thank you, Sunglasses. So we have here now, where was I? Let me make sure this is not selected, so I changed the formula and messes it up. Okay. All right. Oh, where was I? Positional repeater chart. So positional repeater chart. Whoop, this is the last 5. This is the one with the skips. Wrong chart. PRC, positional repeater chart. Now, the positional repeater chart has a very interesting pattern here, which I thought was pretty amazing. We have here, let's see. Let me go to the big dish, and let me right-click one of these. Copy, bring it over to the PRC, select over here, right-click, and paste. Okay, so we have here, first position. And let me see, maybe I'll make it a little bigger. It's 70, 80. Well, before we make it bigger, let's look at it 70. All right, we'll leave it at 80. And then we'll make it bigger. All right, see, when I make it bigger, it made these numbers disappear because the font is too big. All right, so we have here, all right, now I should have the first row frozen, but I don't. I'll have to do that later. Okay, so here's First position. This is for the first position number to repeat. Okay, so here the first position number repeated. So if we click on this box, here's the, is this the formula? Oh, well, this formula counts if it repeats. Okay, count, this is count if, and this is the range, and it counts if there's a, it counts if there's a zero, right? Count if, yeah, count if 0. So there's 1, 0 here. This is 0, and these are all 1s. And the formula is just a simple if this cell equals this cell, then 0, and if not, it's a 1. So you had the 6 repeated in the first position over here. I'm going to X this out so I don't mess up my so I don't mess up. So this is 1 dormant period, and let's make this column from 15 width. We'll stretch it out to, let's say, 19. All right, leave it at 18. So this was at skip 10, 1 dormant period. Skip 13, 2 dormant periods. 11, skip 11, 3 dormant periods. So first position to repeat has been cold. So first position repeating as a Fibonacci strategy is not very, very optimal at this time because the first number is not repeating. The second position number is not repeating too. It repeated pretty good over here. Maybe it had a Fibonacci spread, maybe it didn't. I don't know. I'm not going to look at that right now because it's not really something to worry about at this point. But we will make the column to, well, 19. So here you have 20, 1 dormant period. Okay, but let's just skip to the fifth position, because the fifth position repeating is repeating in what some people might call a flag formation. Let me move this column to the all right, 21. It's always a pain in the neck to make the column so small. So this is the fifth position repeater. Okay, now how many dormant periods was it? We don't know right now, because I don't want to go back in time, because I could be going back forever. So, but you can see here, well, at least going back one screen, you had 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. So we can assume it's 3 dormant periods, but it could be more. So let's just assume it's 3 for argument's sake right now. And let me go back here and let me copy this. Actually, let me select this. Let me Control X this. Now, you always got to be careful with the Control X, because if you're not on an object, you're on a formula. You know, you don't want to tear it out. Let's see. Positional repeater chart. We'll select over here. Also, you don't want to select on a formula because you don't want to paste into the formula or just do something crazy. Control V. You can see the flag formation right here. So this goes 13, 6, 1. Reverse cascade. The skip continued to decrease. 13, 6, 1. Okay. So I call this is a reverse flag. She explicitly says in the Lottery Master Guide, just chase the number, or we're chasing the pattern here, because it's not a number. You're chasing the fifth position pattern to repeat. So reverse flag. Now I don't like to do reversal flags because reversal flags are more expensive. It's more expensive to come in reverse than to just hit the wall. Okay. So you had 6, 1. Now you had 1, 2 symmetry here. Now also, again, she mentions in the book 2, 5 is the flag, but she also says also 6. So since she says 2, 5 is the classic flag, you have to look for +1, 6 also as a flag limit. So you had 2, 6 flag, then you had 6, 6 symmetry, right? Or a bottom. She calls bottom. I don't like to say bottom per se because it's confusing. Symmetry is just much more. It just makes more sense. 6, 6 symmetry. Then you might look for a hot skip, right? or symmetry, you could say I'm looking for symmetry of a 1 off of this 1 over here. And then you have symmetry 3. You could say this symmetry 3 is symmetrical to the 1, 3 is symmetrical to the 2. Now you have 3, 5. So 3, 5 is an upstroke. So you have this technically, I would consider this a flag formation. I wouldn't consider it classic, the way she says in the book. So 0, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, I like to refer as a classic flag, because that's basically her whole strategy is classic flag, 0, 1, 2, 5. Problem is that within the drawing sense hit chart, it doesn't occur very frequently. But it's occurring here within the positional repeater chart, within the combinatoric variable, or within the, would that be, because, well, I don't know if it, well, let's call it a combinatoric variable, or within the variable of the 5th number to repeat, you're in a flag formation. So what's the point of this? The point is this, is that if the 39 comes in the 5th position, there's a very, very good chance that it's going to repeat. Now, I haven't looked at, and it's basically good to repeat off of the 5th position number repeating. Now, the 39 might not be the number to hit in the 5th position. In the 5th position, could be a different number. So basically, any number that's hitting in the 5th position right now would be a good guess that it's going to repeat. So over here, you look at the 41. So let me just zoom in here from 80 in case this is hurting your eyes. So 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. All right, so 120. So here we are. All right, and let's see if I can get the numbers in here on the left side. Okay. 5th position to repeat. Now, I missed my jackpot. Actually, no. Well, after I missed my jackpot, I did a dumb thing and changed the strategy that I was using to get to that point. I switched from the 2nd position repeating to the 5th. It was an impulsive and stupid idea. I didn't really think about it, and it was just dumb, and that's why I wasn't able to reproduce it for a long time. I had to go through a long losing streak because of that bad choice. If I had played the jackpot line, if I had hit that jackpot and then played just that one line again for the rest of the year, I would have hit 4 numbers like twice just with that one line. However, if I hit the jackpot, it begs the question: would I have continued playing, or would I have just paid off my bills and got back on a plane and gone back to paradise, I should say, so to speak. So anyway, we'll never know, will we? So right now the 41 is in the 5th position. Okay, so the 41 to repeat is certainly possible, right? But I didn't really look at 41 deeply on the 4B, and I don't really plan to do it right now. I could, but I don't want to. Or maybe I'll change my mind. But the 41, we're going to look at the drawing sense hit chart. We won't look at the 4B. Actually, we'll look at this. Look at the active dish here. We'll see here. 41 is over here. So yes, the 41 certainly could repeat because the skips are still decreasing. Now 17 is not decreasing off of 13, but and I don't know how many dormant periods this is, but definitely you could have a decrease. The skips can decrease from 7 to 1 to 0. So you could certainly play the 41, and then also you could actually do 39, 41, right? So you could even say, all right, well, let's say the 5th number to repeat now, and using that as your starting point, as opposed to the 39, that would bring you drag over the bar here, and that would bring you to the 41, would be the 5th number, and then the number would then be, it would be what? 21, 41, 31, 21, and then 20 would be the Fibonacci, and then what happened? Is that my battery? maybe I should plug in. I should plug in. No, I'm not gonna plug in yet because I should have enough memory to finish this video. But okay, that was all right. The screen dimming was the battery saver going in. All right. So you could then have. All right. So you still then have. Where are we? Where am I? Okay, from 41, using the Fibonacci, that would bring you to 19, 20, 21. Right. So this is a hot skip over the 17, or it's just a general rule. You could break it. You could say you want to go to 24, or you want to go to 25, or you say, maybe this. But definitely you want to. The strategy still should be to get that 4-number win under the belt. So that way you're playing with house money and you're not, throwing money into a hole. But that's the rule that I used. Now, when I missed my jackpot, I actually was using the Fibonacci strategy rule, but there was a number that looked good within the spread that I didn't like, and it was a flag formation. The reason, and I said, you know what, the flag formation is always screwing me. I'm always chasing it and it's not hitting. So I said, let me go outside of the spread, and I found a couple numbers that were good, but I didn't have the discipline to go out and play. I waited to the last minute. I should have ran to the store like a chicken without a head, which I had been doing for like the last 2 weeks. But that's also because I was not organized well. I wasn't planning well. I was unfocused, and it was a moment of doubt. It was just stupid. So you have to be careful of that. But I did break the strategy at that point. And but even if I had not broken the strategy, it would have hit for 4 numbers. So I would have definitely had the 4 numbers if I had at least run like a chicken without a head and kept that strategy and not the broken strategy. But it doesn't really matter that much to right now. It's water under the bridge. But there you go. 5th position to repeat. It could be the 41 now, right? But since the 39 is definitely looking for a trend reversal, you could consider that number. So it's up to you. It's your choice. You have to make the choice. I can show you the door, but you're the one who's going to have to walk through it. So basically, that's it, I guess. Is that it? So let's go back to over here and see. Okay, I gave you the email. The email again over here is where is it? It's over here. Come in. At Gmail. So I did the spread. Right now these can't do. So let me highlight these in red right now because these cannot be done until I export the skips. So this, I did the 4 low briefly. These can't be done until that's done. Double repeat, double 0. Well, I don't want to get into another pattern at this point. That should be enough for now. I showed the 4 low, which is, and regarding the low, because 1 to 19 I'm considering as low. I'm considering 20 to 39 as high, and 40 to 43 I'm considering as a separate group, which I'll show, I guess, in a different video. I just want to get this snipped and get this uploaded as fast as I can. Should be able to hopefully do it within the next half hour. Is there anything else I want to say? Hit charts, 39 at the top, looking for it to move up. I guess I could just review really quick everything I went over in the video. And that would be at the 52.21 mark, about, or 52.20. 52, let's say 52.25. That would be easy to remember. So you got the 52, and then the mirror of the 52 is the 25. Okay. So we looked at the hit charts to find the number that we like best. Number 39, top number. It coincides with being low here in the last 50. It coincides with being 2 dormant periods on the 4B. Okay. We're not going to worry about how many dormant periods the number 39 has had within the last 2 years, but that chart I will make when I get a chance, and I will email it to anybody who emails me, from North Carolina, only from North Carolina. We'll talk. So 2 dormant periods, trend reversal here, 3, 1, 2 hits in the streak, plus 1, 2, 3, including the dormant period for the streak. Currently at skip 1. Using the Fibonacci strategy in reverse. From 39, 39, 29, 19, and then 18, 17. That's your strategy. Your spread, because the 5th number has been repeating. Going now to the positional repeater chart. 5th number to repeat. Over here, flag formation. It's strong. Might not be the 39. Could be the 41, which is currently the 5th number position. And so if you play the 39 as a power number and your wheel hits, you should run that number, or you should run that wheel, because the 39 can repeat. Or you just run that wheel. If it doesn't repeat, you run it for the hot skip, or you run it for the symmetry off of the 3-2, 3-2. And then, of course, last but not least, drawing since hit chart, Fibonacci spread. Here is your 39, and here is your 17, 18, 19. And the last thing I want to mention is that this arrow here represents the 4th number in the streak, looking for the 4th number in the streak. So here's the 25, right? 25 is over here. We'll bring the bar over here to the 35, 25. Actually, let me not bring the bar. Let me select the bar, copy, and Control V, bring the bar over here. Looking at the 25, we have a dormant period here. We're not sure how many that is. Dormant period here. Let's see. Dormant period here. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits. This arrow indicates looking for the 4th hit. The 4th hit in the streak is what I will call what will I call it? Call it Mr. Jeet's algorithm. You can call it anything really, but it's that's a 4-hit algorithm, because I had dual algorithms at a time. So that's the 4 hit looking in the streak, and then over here, the number 39, you have another arrow, what we call the happy face algorithm. Looking for the happy face, yes, because that's what these happy faces represent right here. The happy face algorithm. Now this is actually in the wrong place here, because here's 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hits. So this is actually over here. Call it the happy face algorithm. And then here's the happy face algorithm. Happy face algorithm. Happy face, happy face. Everywhere there's a happy face, that means that's the 4th hit in the streak. So you can see after the 4th hit in the streak, the number went cold, dormant period. After this 4th hit in the streak, you had another hit in the streak. You could call it a 3-6 unconventional flag. Here, after this happy face, you had a 4-4 symmetry, and then it went cold. So here's 4 hits. You don't know how many dormant periods this is. You don't know how many dormant periods this is. This is 2 dormant periods. It's not marked, but the next time this video comes around, or the next time I do an update, this will be 2. This will be yellow for the big algorithm, for the big dish algorithm, or for the big dish convention. I don't know. I'm not sure how I want to describe it yet. And all right, so that's it. So Brandy, if you get this, hopefully this helps. Hopefully you can hit for a 4-number win. Don't worry too much about the jackpot for now. Just try to get that 4-number win. Every 3-number win is a step closer to a 4-number win. Now, I just had my first 3-number hit win in Pennsylvania. I tried a new strategy, a new hybridization chart, and I missed 2 additional 3-number wins. Okay, that was a little bit tough. I started chasing the long shot, so I started exhausting my money a little bit. Well, I didn't really exhaust it because I'm playing very, 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 very conservatively. But I started. There was two. Actually, it was kind of fun. There was 2 exhaustions to chase. I chased the exhaustion that had better regularity over the last 4 years, and then there was the other exhaustion, which was it was really risky actually to chase it. That's why I didn't do it. So either way, it was a risky choice. Now the first choice failed at the beginning. The second choice, it would have netted 2 3-number wins if I had used that strategy. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. The point is that you have to know how many dormant periods it's going to take before that number comes in. The colder number is harder to predict for it to start coming in than it is for the hottest number. And that's the hottest number in the game, looking at chart number 7. So let me just end with that last thought. So if I go back to over here to the Miss P, so the number 39 here, best number in the history of the game, or the history of the structure change, because it's only 864 games. But 864 games is 2 years. You only need 720, in my opinion. If you don't see the trend within 720, then perhaps go farther back. And when I don't see the trend in 720, generally I will go to last 140, not last 140, last 1440, because that's 720 times 2. So I look at 2 years, and then I look at 4 years. And that's really all you should need, in my opinion, anyway. So the worst number since the structure change. So this is over here. So the worst structure. So let me scroll down to the bottom here. The worst number is the number 17. So Q is a loser here in this game. Now the problem is is that using the Fibonacci spread off of the 39, it brings you to the 17. Now if Q is a loser in this time frame, that means that there's a greater risk of it having a longer dormant period, and it's a greater risk of it going into an exhaustion break. So definitely, I think I've mentioned it in previous videos, you want to get a good grasp of, let's say, what with the worst, let's say, 5 numbers are doing, and you want to get a really good grasp of what the best 5 numbers are doing, because those are going to be the trickiest numbers to get. And now the coldest numbers are the hardest to get, because it's cold and the mindset is, oh, this number is so cold, it's definitely going to come in. It's got to come in. It's got to hit. Look how cold it is. It's got to change. It's got to change. It's got to have a trend reversal. It's got to. The problem is that it doesn't. Generally, it generally doesn't for the coldest number. And if it does come in, it's going to come in like bang, 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 and then that's it. So you have to be on it. The way she says be on it, you got to be on it. And then the other problem is that if the number is too hot, it's the same mental process, just in reverse. You say, oh, this number is so hot. It has so many hits. Oh my God, I don't think it's going to hit again. It can't hit again, can it? It's got to go cold. It's got to go cold. No, I'm not going to play that number. It is too hot. It's too hot. I can't play that number. Look how hot it is. It's got to get cold. It's got to get cold. And it doesn't get cold, and you don't play it for that reason. So, same mental process, same mental mistake in reverse. And that is something that you'll learn, and that's what you'll learn that by playing. Someone who doesn't play will have the opposite logic. They'll think of it wrong, and that's why they don't win, because they don't have the ability to switch their mind to a different way of thinking. And it was hard. It takes time, it takes practice, and you got to lose. If you're not losing money, like someone who's just watching the game casually will believe that, and they can make it true. But if you're playing money, you're invested emotionally, so you're thinking really hard. And so since you have that emotional investment, because you're losing money, say, okay, well, let me think this other thing and see what happens, and then bang, or boom, that's when you start winning, because you had the wherewithal and the fortitude to change your way of thinking, right? And for a lot of people, they will never change their way of thinking in lotto or in life or in anything. And that's kind of the situation that the whole world is in right now. But let me not digress, because I ain't gonna wear the mask, god damn it. Do not ask. Sometimes it depends. It depends on if the man is there with the bang hammer standing over you. Then you put on the mask. And that's why you have the Second Amendment. Because Fauci is Faust. He's the devil. And he killed lots of people with his AZT drug back in the 80s. Just ask the gays. The gays in the 80s, that was their whole big thing. Fauci was a demon to them. But now, you have to take the vaccine because Fauci says so. Must listen to Fauci. Fauci is your god now. Anyway, so that's it. Good luck. Good luck. And that's about it. Happy number hunting. Oh, let me see. Like, subscribe, questions, comments, email. And we'll be using this general strategy going forward for other games, and I'll reveal them as I update them. All right. As always, I hope you learned something.